Hey guys, it's morning time, but I was just sitting here and I wanted to, I'm freezing to death. This is my freezing to death sweatshirt. Got out, shower, and then finishing up my makeup. And I was sitting here wondering, remember, I mentioned in another video that I had a really good idea for an app, and like how it was kind of GoFundMe, I guess, and also the idea of like what MySpace and Twitter and Facebook was for, like making friends and people helping each other, like combined, but for a specific issue. I don't want to say it because it's such a good idea and I think it would be something huge, so I don't know if you need to like patent the idea or whatever, but it has to do with helping people or even making friends to go together to do certain things. So it would require people sharing money, like GoFundMe, or or like, I'm trying to think of what to say without saying it, but things like that. But so I told you guys about that idea, but I was sitting here and I was thinking, GoFundMe is awesome. I think that was just such a great idea that somebody else had to come up with that app, for just random people to help people and do things, and it really does like restore your faith in like humanity, just kindness and giving it back and paying forward, because like it's, you're random strangers willing to help each other. Like I said, I don't have much, but I was able to donate $1 here, not $1, like I did it before this all happened.
Bring your sister.
And I read a story like mine, and I did. I was able to, I think, because you have to pay a charge when they take it, so it was like $10. I think it came to like
it
7, or it was 5. Like I only had 5, and it came to like 2 something, so I didn't like that. So then I had to give 5 more. So I tried to donate 10, is what I'm saying. I don't know what it was, but I was donating here and there before all this happened. Like years ago, I think it was like 2 years ago, because I never really don't use the internet, so I never really thought to get on that site and didn't know really how to use it too good, and what it meant, and if it was even a real thing. So now that I definitely know it's a real thing, people, I mean, the $20 one person gave me at one point literally saved my life that week, because I spend all the food stamp money and stuff on her. So the past few days I've run into a couple of people at school that I haven't seen, like a friend Tabitha I made last year. Her and her daughter are really good. Her and my daughter are really good friends. But they're bad together. And then it turned into a big, huge, dramatic thing. I'll have to tell you guys about that, but I did forgive her for the way she acted and what happened to the mother after Dawn died, and she just came up to me crying and gave her condolences, and I just let it go. But I was sitting here thinking about not even really an app, but there should be kind of, like, I guess it like involves a lot more than what I'm thinking, like with banks and money, because of like how I said I'm trying to get these loans and credit cards, and nothing's working, you can't do anything. And I don't know where to go for help at this point. So I was like, there should be something, you know, that's honest. Like when they're saying these sites and stuff, they'll give you a couple hundred cash right then and there. You sign up, but then they're gonna take it out of your next paycheck. Obviously, you need that cash right then and there because something's going on. And in my type of situation where it's,
What do you mean?
I don't like to say it, but I guess it was an abusive situation. Like an abused person being in the house and not being allowed to leave and controlled and kind of under his thumb, I guess. People have been saying these kinds of things. You know, that I was basically treated like a child than a wife. So I know that there's organizations and things that help actually abused women that are like the husband's more violent than Don was type of thing. So they help them and they get them on their feet, and that's really good. I didn't even know that until a couple years ago when I watched them, like secret places where it's apartments and they give them the stuff and then they help them re-enter society and do all these types of things. Well, I'm trying to do this on my own. I have a home already. It was just the matter of trying to keep it and just move on and work and do these things. So there should be something, because tragedies happen every day. That's what led me to this. I was thinking that this kind of thing happens every day, and it's awful. People pass away, and it's hard for everybody. It's not like woe me type of thing. But then you're a woman, you've never worked before. If you were married or in the house, say you're just a housewife, you were allowed to leave the house, but the husband still did the bills and everything. You're starting over completely, and you have all the proof in the world for these people when they're asking you for 1 million documents. That bag is so heavy I can't barely carry it anymore. There's so many papers in the folder. And my mom's like, well, why don't you put only this in this folder and only this in this folder? And I'm like, it is. It's just not folders. It's one big green folder. But those little plastic things that you put papers in so that they don't get scratched, ruined, or crinkled, I just started putting all the same things into those plastic things. So like his military records, they're all in the plastic thing. The death certificates in the plastic thing, the marriage certificate, all the social service stuff there. Vanna's doctor's appointment, her eye, her dentist, it's all in there. So it is. It's just not folders. She's nagging me all the time about that. I'm like, who cares if it's a folder or not? It's in the plastic thing. That's all together. So there was that, and so this bag's so heavy because everywhere you go, you think you have everything, but no, they'll start asking you for random things just to make sure. And so I just started carrying it all in this folder, every single thing there is. So once you prove your situation, which, I mean, Jesus, a couple things should be enough. You don't need your whole backstory. You should write a friggin' book at this point. I'm sorry, it's morning and I can barely get my thoughts together. I'm just trying to rush, and like it's an idea I'm having, but I can't like articulate it right now. I'm sorry. I just think that instead of these cash loans to people, no credit, bad credit, then they're turning you down anywhere, and then let's combine it with programs, charities, non-profit things. Why can't you combine the two, and it's like an organization started by someone else or me. I'm thinking like maybe I can grow into this and start this at one point and open a little place, and it's money that you get funded. I guess donors would have to give and other things for the money to give to these women as a loan right then and there, because even $100 makes a huge difference at this point, but it's not enough. So get these women on their feet, do this, and then once they're working, because it's not take my next paycheck when it's due, it's I still need that. I'm getting on my feet, I'm doing this. So you can't just wait until they're on their feet. It takes a while to get on their feet. You got to start maintaining your bills, learning how to do that. I mean, have a life coach at this point. Put that into the mix. Offer these women help. I mean, give them a time frame, maybe a year, and then you got to start paying the money back, whether it's in payments or not. I guess something like that doesn't exist because there's a lot of dishonest people, and then they don't pay it back, and then it goes to credit, debtor, collectors, all that on their part because they're not paying it back and giving back to the people that they should, that helped them when they were in need. So maybe there's a way to track it money-wise so that you are getting your money back that you give, so that you can help the next person. You know, you can keep helping these women or men. But this happens more to women, so in my mind I'm just thinking women. But maybe there's a way to track them if they're working to do that, take it out of their next paycheck. Do it like the IRS. Just how do they do it? They fund you, you're going to jail, they take the money. Maybe something like that. I just don't know all the technicalities and legal things for it. But I just wish there was someone like me that had something like this, that had the money, they were getting their funds somewhere, somehow, in connection with a bank, where the bank will take the person's paycheck in a year then if they're not paying it back on the payment dues slowly, because obviously these things need to be done slowly. You can't just say, oh, I need to pay back $2,000 in rent in 2 months, because then that's everything you have, obviously. Then how are you going to pay the bills? That's exactly what just happened to me. So, I think something like that would be a very good idea. I think that's my whole thought process. I don't know if I explain this correctly so that people are watching or even understanding what I'm trying to say. But, something like that would be awesome. So, I don't know, they come out with these new apps every day that apparently help people do these things, give you the money, and they're in connection with banks. It's just, it has to be an appropriate amount of money for the situation. I think that it should be more personal, not a questionnaire, a survey, like a application you fill out and say, oh, I need $1,000 now for this, and that. Because they ask you, each one, it was the same application on every single site. I must have done like 100, and now I feel like I gotta change my number. I think they sold my information because it has been non-stop ringing for 2-3 days now since I did that. And then sometimes it comes up spam with a red thing, and then it's just a million different numbers. So now I don't even know when they answer the phone. I keep saying, take me off the list, take me off the list. And they're just like, fine, okay. So, I'm like, it should be more personal. That's why I think it should be an organization. Maybe it could grow into something. Let's start in Pennsylvania, here, if I were the one to do this and try to do this. Because I'm young. I have the rest of my life. Obviously, this is a traumatic thing that I'm going through right now. I'm learning. I'm trying. I'm doing it. I pray that I have the strength to keep going forward. And I'm going to work as hard as I can. I keep doing applications. If I have to work day and night, that's fine.
2 years back to
But
back.
down the line, I want to give back.
Now you win too.
I want to give back, and I want to help people that went through this too. Because it's not, I guess I was an abused woman, but I don't even like to say that because there's women that are actually, I mean, he was violent sometimes, not the past few years. I mean, if we got into a fight, he would. I just stopped fighting with him, but there's women that are actually being beat and almost killed. You know, hospitalization, that's an abused woman, and then there's the stalking things. There's different categories and things. I just don't feel like I should be comparing myself to a situation like that. So there is places and there's help for those types of situations. So this doesn't really have much to do with abuse. I guess you could put it in there because I'm just not saying that, but everyone else is saying yes, it is. So it would be kind of like that, except you're giving them money to get on their own feet, I guess, and then it grows. But I want it to be more personal, where somebody comes in and explains exactly what's happening, like I am in these videos, and exactly what each bill is, what you have in your account. This isn't the past. And then it's like, okay, well, this is completely different. Okay, you obviously need the money now, and then you need the time to pay it back. Here.
I just want justice for the ones who took my son. So let's get it.
Because anybody can get on any other kind of app now, I guess, if they've been working and they have paychecks coming in. So it's going to be a big deal when they just take the 200 or 300 or whatever they borrow out of their account on their next payday, so they can still manage because they have money coming in. They already have a home, I guess. This is for these types of situations when you're just lost, especially if you have children, and it's just wild. So I'm thinking something like that. Maybe something like that exists, and I don't know about it. I can't find it. I don't know. I don't think so, but that would be cool. Because there's a lot of old, like, hotel, motel, Holiday Inns that closed down in different parts around here that I've known about. They used to be not like good, but they closed down. They're done now. It's just empty property. So down the line, you know, who never knows if I start doing my flipping and find a contractor, because I know it keeps saying I want to do these different things, and I do. That's what I want to do. I just don't have the money or contacts or anything to start that right now. So it's not just me saying I want to do things and then moving on. That is going to happen when it can. And I'm excited and I look forward to those types of things. And then, you know, if we make money with that, or if I can find someone to help me with that, it's a good idea. Like I did with Tony, and I found a wonderful person before Tony. His name's Jason. We made friends. He was going to be in the deli. He had a lot of friends that own their own businesses too. He was sending them towards me to help me. So I did have things lined up. I just was very scared. I didn't know what was going to happen. Then Tony walked in the door. And they all have a lot of money, but I'm not going to ask him to do any of this. That's not his gig. They do like auto places.
I was hoping I could ask you some questions.
So, not car dealers, but like mechanics, and then they have their own car businesses, and then shops and grocery places. They expanded over time, and they made a lot of money. So that's his circle, but that doesn't have anything to do with this. But you know, then maybe there's somebody that would want to go in on this that has been through it before and then got through the other side. and made money somehow or something, another woman, or just a partner, I'm saying. I want to do it on my own and try to do that down the line, but I think you always might need, in that type of situation, you're going to need a lot of people helping you, so that you are getting the money to give to these people and then able to wait for it and then also continue to help people. But what I was saying with the motel thing is you could buy something like that, because the other places with domestic violence women, they're hidden so that the men can't find them and stuff. And it's basically that. It's like an old motel, and then each thing is set up as an apartment for them and their child. So that's basically what it is. So that's where my mind was just going with that.
Who's this Sonya woman?
So there's things like that that can be done and expanded, but it doesn't have to be hidden, is what I'm saying, why it's around here, because it's not for that situation. It's for
She's just a friend.
people that have gone through a tragedy and have nothing.
Drama always seems to follow her.
Everything is fine.
From now on, if you need someone to watch Gracie, let us do it.
You know, there's places like that for addicts and stuff, but I'm not really getting into the addiction thing. I know that that is what caused my problems that affected everybody to this day 10 years ago, but that I don't think I want to combine the two with that. I know that's an issue, but even if it was, I'm just thinking, because sometimes they lie and they would try to do it just to get the money for drugs, so that's a whole different type of situation. So there's a lot of factors that obviously in a business idea like this, or an app giving to people, but I want to help the people if they don't have a place to stay, or if it was me, like I'm going to lose this place, obviously. I was so happy to tell her I signed a lease and that we could stay home a week ago, and then the Social Security got cut because of Becky, and then now the business, they ripped everything apart last night, moved the refrigerators in. So when I walk in there, I don't even know what's going to be set up, if I'm even going to be able to work today. So that's, like I said, I have $5 in my pocket yesterday. I don't know what I'm going to do without that. So if I lost this place, then it's the same thing. These people need somewhere to go. They need something. So that's what I'm thinking with this whole idea, as I'm putting out applications and doing things. The other thing I thought of, just in passing, I did the video yesterday about the Xfinity and how badly they just screwed me. And it popped into my head right before I had to turn the cable off. I was seeing these commercials, and it's all about Comcast and Xfinity, whatever they're calling themselves now, where they're going out to these loyal customers and giving them things. One person was wrestling tickets. The loyal, somehow they knew, I guess because they track what he watches, he loved wrestling. They went out and gave him wrestling tickets to his next match because he's such a good and loyal customer. So they went out to see them and do that. And before that, it was another family that was a loyal customer, and they gave them something else, and it was something huge. They were very excited. I don't know if it was free cable for a year or something like that. I don't remember. It was money. They were going out and giving these customers things and then videotaping it for their commercials, so that they're so good and giving back, when they just told me their computers only go back 3 months. So how's that happening if they're going back to these loyal customers? We paid for 6 boxes for 7 years because we were so loyal. I didn't turn this off and go with the $10 cheaper version because I wanted to stay with Comcast, because I bought millions of videos and TV shows over the years because Vienna likes to watch the same thing over and over again, and I do that. I think that's why she does it. I don't know. So it was stupid to keep renting like the Ice Age movies over and over. So we ended up just buying them a couple dollars more than renting it for $5 6 times. So we just were paying the $12.99 for the movie or whatever it was. We had to buy the Barbie movie when it first came out. It was $30. We bought several, oh my god, I don't even know how many movies over the years. And that's when the bill was $185 a month, because that was the package. And then it was the fees with the $90 for a box, 2 boxes, whatever, $3. I have to get the bill because it was hundreds of dollars to rent these boxes. For some reason, I'm remembering the $90. I know it was $90 max. Something hurts, my ear hurts today. So, how are they saying the records only go back 3 months then, that they can track this for these boxes? Don died 3 months ago, so that's when I called at the end of February saying, well, we've been paying for these boxes, I gotta shut the cable off, so I gotta call them back and freak out. This is unacceptable. So I'm just thinking that now, actually, to call back, because how is that possible then? I just wanted to bring it up because I was saying, oh, they're so good, they give back and give all these people things back because they're loyal customers. And I was like, oh, but they're just robbed me out of thousands of dollars. 2 weeks ago, she told me the credit was credited. I would have basically a free bill for the Wi-Fi and the phone. So I didn't get greedy and call back and say, well, I want the cable back on, this and that. It was like, no, let me still keep it low. And then it's just going to be the $70 a month for phone and cable, which apparently is separate now. So now it's $70 for just the phone for the past month because of gigabytes. I went over some kind of gigabytes and they didn't tell me anything. The phone came in a box. It didn't even have instructions. And then the phone, how to use the phone thing that I still haven't gotten around to read. So, I'm just putting that together now, actually, in my own mind. They said 3 months since Don died, January 28th. So that's what we're going on. So how's that going back? No, they're lying. So they're still lying. And what's happening with all these loyal customers, I think that I was an extremely loyal customer that spent thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars, if our bill was $500 a month towards the end for years, for their cable, and then buying these movies. That was $500 without any rentals. Because he yelled in December, and he was like, this is getting to be too much, I can't do this. He wanted to switch cable, and I said, we can't. I think I told all you guys this. I said, we can't switch to cable, Don, because it doesn't just work like that. You're just thinking switch. We own all the things she watches over and over again. She won't be able to, and we paid for them. And the TV shows and all this stuff. So I was like, I don't know. I don't know if there's a way to download what you bought. They turned the cable off now, so I guess it's gone. I don't know. But that's why I was like, we can't change Comcast because we'll lose everything. Because that happened before. When it was in Al's name 10 years ago. He was paying it. Old man Al that lived with us, his friend, his number 2 at that point. That was the only thing he paid for. I forgot all about that, actually. He paid for the cable, and he kept it really low. It was a specific plan. So there was no rentals ever, anything like that. This was before Vanna was born, even. But I did rent, like, 2 movies 2 times. And then I was like, well, that's my favorite movie. It was Identity Theft. And so when we were switching, when we were moving, he was moving out, this and that. I was like, is there a way to download that or keep it? And it was like, no, there's not. So the cable got turned off. We lost the movie. And I was like, why you pay for things and then you can't even keep it? I paid $19 to own the movie at that time, and I just thought that was wrong. So that was then. My eyes are swollen every day for the past month. That's why I've been putting the black line on. Sometimes I just like to do it like this, where it's just the mascara and go. But
if I needed someone to watch her, to bring her here, so that's what I'm doing.
I have something here. I feel like they look huge and swollen. I don't care. I don't feel good today. I gotta go to work. I gotta go early now today because I think it's gonna take me an hour to move whatever they moved if they didn't clean up and move the tables back again. They brought the other fridges in last night to put against the refrigerators, as I told you. Newcomers watching this, my husband died January 28th. We have nothing. He didn't leave anything. What he did, he signed over to his daughter. He lied about everything. That his entire life was a lie. He was a compulsive liar. He couldn't help himself, and he was sick, but it was way worse than I ever thought it was. As well as the business. He owned the business, but just the name. It was making no money, completely in debt, no money. It wasn't left to me. I had to make a deal with the landlord. He let me stay a couple months, and then now I had to hurry up and try and find a partner to help me keep the deli. I've applied everywhere else, and it was a mess with the partners. You would have to watch the other videos, but I found Tony, who's nice, and just, we're supposed to be partners though. I don't know. So I'm just at my ends rope with everything. I'm gonna do a video later, but I just wanted to videotape this at this point right now because I'm watching this Lifetime movie about this sisterhood, and because I started this video missing everything.
The door was unlocked, so...
But it was a secret sisterhood that seemed like a cult, and they were helping the people that needed help. They were going through a divorce or problems at work, this and that, and the sister got her other sister to join. But this woman who controls it seems to be in with like everybody. Cops, lawyers. Someone's dead now. I don't know why or how. It's the live TV, so whatever movie they play during the day, they play at night. So this should be on by the time I get home at bedtime, and I'll be able to watch this again. See, she's scared to tell the other cop exactly what happened because there's a cop sitting there listening, watching. Now she's wiring herself up. See, I gotta watch this tonight. This is actually pretty good because I don't know what this sisterhood is. But it's what made me have the idea about starting, not the cult part, not starting a cult, but it gave me the idea of how you can help women. In the beginning, they were helping her. Her husband left her. He was asking for alimony, wanted custody of the kid, this and that. So that was like, what? He never worked. She worked the whole time. So the mediator that did the court, or I forget what it was just called. It was something I never heard of. Something with an A, like a mediator, but it was like a judge, and whatever they said was final. So that woman was part of the sisterhood and made him pay alimony and this and that. And then they wanted her to be an accountant. It's secret. All the money comes in from donors because they're blackmailing the people. So then she got a raise at work in the beginning too. So she felt indebted to this woman and joined, and then everything was a setup. She was mugged outside of a bar, and the woman's in charge saved her and helped her. And then afterwards she gets in the car and she knows the mugger. They all set this up so that she would trust them. So now I don't know what's going on, but someone was just dead in a bathtub. One of the sisters, I guess. Alright, so, I gotta finish my hair now. I let it dry and throw it up. I think I'm gonna keep it up today, because like I said, I gotta go in early. I don't have time to keep it down. A couple people said they like my hair down. Thank you very much. I usually always have it down. I never had it up before, but I don't have time to do it, and it's naturally curly, so it's really frizzy. And because Jane was making me feel bad because it was more gold when I first met her. Then I felt bad, and I kept trying to get it more whiter, and that damaged it. And that was the whole reason why it was a little more gold, because it was brown for years. It's always been blonde. My Facebook is all my pictures of my whole life on there. And it's always, I've been doing it blonde since I was in high school. So it was used to be white, and hair dye changed. I know it changed for a fact. I will get into that. But I used the same thing, and I couldn't, it was not just going, I used to literally go from black to white overnight.
I need to talk to you.
Can I wait?
But
No.
I stopped dyeing it. It was brown for years because I wasn't leaving the house. So then 2 years ago I started trying to get it blonde, but it finally grew, and it was long, and I always wanted long hair, and my hair would never grow like past here. It's long in all my pictures from back then, but that was when extensions came out. And
What's the problem?
in like
What
2005,
is?
it was like you were picked on, or still, even as an adult, if you had extensions. So nobody knew that except Amber. So my hair was not long, but it looks real. So nobody ever know that. I think, and nobody else, this is the first time I'm actually saying this.
Are you wearing?
I want to do an actual video explaining this whole situation.
No.
Now she's asking her if she's wearing a wire. But I was slowly trying to get it. I started with highlights, then more highlights. Then I was doing the other parts. Then it was blonde. It wasn't doing it. It was like orange. And then I got it done. So then by the time we moved here, it was
So you can't move any more.
blonde.
cash?
But there was
Don't take
some
any
gold
huge
like
risk.
streaks
You're giving
areas.
me way too much.
I think it's still the same now.
Guess
It's more
I'll
of like a
have to invest in
golden
more
color.
businesses then.
So
You claim
Jane has the
sisterhood is
pure
about
white
helping
platinum
women,
hair because her hair's
but the
gray
real
now, I think.
benefactor
Or she's saying
is
she
your
was
bank
always
account.
blonde, so it's more
It's
gray
good to
and
be
blonde,
clean.
but it's just pure white, and I don't want it like that. I want it the way it was always with mine, more old school 90s Pamela blonde. So she kept pointing that out, making me feel bad. So then instead of slowly doing it like I was, just a little over time, I did it twice in two months, but I put it on the whole hair, which I didn't want to do and wasn't doing, to make it whiter. So now it's a little damaged, is my point. And I don't want it to break. I don't want my hair to be short again, not growing. It took 8 years to grow it to the length it is now. You would think that this was a couple months I haven't cut it. No, this is years. So
Your message said you have something for me.
I've had no time to do my hair. So the roots, that's going to take like 2 days to get that to not be gold or mismatched or circle line.
Why now?
I've always wished I
like
could
this
just
would
go
make
somewhere,
my
but I didn't
career.
have the money for that. And Don would never have paid for that.
And how did you
So,
find Venice?
I mean, that's last on the list. I did it. If I have to even do it brown at this point, I don't know.
Pamela
but
left
it's fine.
Before I joined, though, how did you figure out
What
that
was
I
the point I
She
was
told me about her sister, Jasmine,
What led to
and
this?
how she did a lot of Desiree's dirty work for her.
Oh, so the reason why I have to do my hair every day now is because it is a little
Did Pamela
damaged, so
give
now
you
it's not
any
just
evidence?
curling
No.
all the way. So
We
if
were
it
supposed
does
to
curl all the
meet
way, I
and
have
she
to
never
add
showed
the
up.
other curls to
So
make it match
taking
because
my
it
call
just
after
frizes
that.
out. So I don't have
No
time to
shit.
do my hair. That was the point. I don't have
Pamela's
time to
dead.
keep it down right now. So
Oh,
I'll
suicide?
make a video later, but that was just my thought process this morning. I thought something like that would be really cool and helpful.
Well, I have a friend in the coroner's office. Let's see if I can get a copy
Two
of the
people.
autopsy report. Okay.
So I think that's a good idea, you
And I'm
know.
nervous.
Let's try and figure this out.
You can trust me.
Something that I will keep in mind. Hopefully I don't forget about it in a week with my mind, you know. But no, I do
There's a
eventually.
big line here.
I definitely
It
want to get
shows
back
Desiree
and help
admitting
people in
to
this
money.
situation at some point in my life.
I'm implicated as well.
What's it
so
called? The vision
I'm gonna
board.
need a heads
Set
up
goals.
before
Let's
the story
achieve them.
breaks so that I can contact a lawyer.
All right, I gotta
Absolutely.
get dressed now in my freezing to death clothes, my get ready sweatshirt. I'll make a video letting you guys know what's going on. I really don't want to even call back Xfinity today because I have several other things to do, and like this was an all-day thing. It takes hours on the phone with them. You're on the phone with them for hours, and then they come to a solution. It's fixed. It's figured out. And then you call back a week later, and it's no.
Desiree needs
Awful.
to see you. Now?
Completely
I'll drive.
awful.
No, I can't. I have to pick up Grace from school.
And
We took care of it for you.
I want to know why they're giving back to all these loyal customers, but they're not even going to do what they should do. I don't want them to give back to me. I don't want anything special. I don't want anything for free. I want the money back that I paid for 7 years for something that they gave to some guy in the store under my account, my name. Why? And it was confirmed that it wasn't done. So it's, who is this and why? Can't you trace where the boxes were used? What was going on? No, I'm taking this to federal court. All right, fine. I'm serious though. Bye, guys. I'll see you later.